Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. So you just put that one in and you don't need to do anything else. So this bit over here, we don't actually need that. So this one here, you got to pay money to use. This one, you buy it, but this is not to do with the APE, the Animal Pen extension that is built into Stevie's mods. Now, something that I did actually go and do before I started this episode was I did make a slight alteration. Now, I'm not going to do it with... Actually, I won't do anything to the cows because I want to just leave them as they are and I want to see what happens by the morning. But if I go over here and I use this one now, you will notice that it's no longer pouring money out. That is because I went and manually altered the Stevie mods, the pens, just so that the price of the water would be free rather than expensive. Because it was hideously expensive. It was prohibitively expensive and we could not afford to keep running it like that. So what we're going to want to do now is we want to fast forward through a little bit of time. We've got some growth right there. We're going to be wanting to do lime on those two fields, and then we've got 4 fields here that we want to plant ready for some crops. So I know that field number 4 that was corn, and then we had barley in the other one, and I can't remember what my crop rotation that I planned. I had a few rotations that I'd planned. So canola's got to go next in the big field, then another one of corn in field 4, and then I was going to do barley into one of the new fields. So we'll have 2 fields. It'll be this one right out here, so this rotation is the same over there, but we're just like 1 year apart on it. And then the long field will be this rotation here, so we'll start with sunflowers on that one. That's how we're going to do it. So we've got sunflowers, corn, barley and canola being planted this year. Right. That's how we're going to do it. I need to go over here and we want to go to bed. We've had enough messing around. Let's see if we can get forward time a little bit. So we're on $30,000, 30,000 euros. We've got 1 planter. I'm going to want more planters. Either that or I'm going to want bigger planters. Thinking probably bigger planters rather than more planters, because bigger would be better. This is go big or go home, isn't it? And we could go quite big on this and it would still work, I think. I wasn't actually thinking to go maximum size on this. I was, because maximum size with seeders, you've got these over here. That one right there, a 25.5 meter. That one there is 18 meters. I was thinking along the lines of the Amazon one, the 15 meter direct drill Amazon. I was thinking 2 or 3 of those working in the fields would actually be pretty cool. So that's kind of the idea that I had with it. Whether or not we actually go through with that, I'm not quite sure, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, I have had it on good authority that we had the ice on the pond. If you remember, we had the ice over the pond in back behind there. I have had it on good authority that there was actually another area of ice that I've completely missed. So we'll have to look out for that in our next winter. See what we can find there. I got 15,000 litres of milk just from overnight, which is pretty good going, actually. Now we will go and we will have a look in here. So water with the pump. Water pump. That's now on 66,000. And dropping. Why is that dropping? I've got grass in here. And with some hay. The grass will be from grass growing in there. Look, see, we've had a growth stage. So that's where the grass is coming from. Food in there is absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. We will need to go and turn the tap on there. So why isn't this water pump actually running? I thought the water pump was supposed to run. And then you right there. And then I want to go over this side. So we're looking at 5 degrees for barley. We could start planting barley today on the 3rd day of mid-spring. We're going to be doing barley in that field and canola up in that field. However, canola can be started today as well. I'm thinking, though, I'm going to leave it for 1 more day. One more day, I think. So, this pump, why aren't you pumping? You're supposed to be pumping. Maybe it's because I'm running through at too fast a time scale. I won't start planting today. I'm going to leave that until tomorrow before we start planting. Just so that we can keep a closer eye on it. Mixed ration, I will allow that to run down a bit. It doesn't matter if it does. It's not going to make any difference. And then the other stuff. Straw, we have run out on the pigs. So we've got a little bit of slurry accumulating. I could actually go and start now. It's, actually, we'll go with this tractor. So we're going to just unhitch that one and we'll put the straw on and we'll run that round for the pigs. And then I will stop the time ticking through when we reach about 5 o'clock this evening. So long as the cows don't run out of food. No, they're going to be fine. They'll be fine. So we'll run this over to the pigs. Dump that in for them. As soon as I've done that... The water as well, it might be that we've got to just wait for the water to accumulate a little bit. That might be what we're supposed to do here. And you are running out the wrong side. Oh, well, that's fine. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. We can live with that. I'll let it go through another couple of hours. Just 2 more hours, and then once we've done 2 more hours, so now I can run along here, and with the work that we did in the yard... that's nice and smooth there, running in through that bit now. It's coming up to 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I said. We'll run this until we reach 5 o'clock. And then once we reach 5 o'clock, we will go round and we will feed all the animals. Make sure that we've got the straw and everything in for them. And that should keep us going long enough that we can go and do everything else that we want to do. And we'll also be able to make a start tomorrow in the morning with doing our planting. Because it's literally borderline on the 5 degrees, I don't want to risk having patches that haven't germinated properly. There's something that does irritate me, is the patches that don't germinate properly. So if we can try to limit those by having planting when the temperature is a little better, I think that might help. Right, let's slow that down. And then... Wait, really? It's very sensitive, the tip location for this, isn't it? Very sensitive. And I'll run over here and I'll put that one going. This is not a Stevie mod, so this one's not got a default expense on anything anyway. Right, water pump right there. It's saying water pump. This one is not saying water pump. That's 37,275. Is that going to change? You're at 4,285. 37,275. We'll just ignore that for a minute, and we're going to go round over here. We'll go to the pigs. We'll drop in the food, and we'll see if the water pump that we've gone and bought close to the water is actually having any effect. Because obviously, if it's not, then we can just sell those water pumps and leave it. So I want to tip the barley into there like that, and then I'll switch over to the next one. And we will tip canola in there. And switch over to the next trailer. And we will tip some corn in there. We don't use very much at the moment because our animals are not even close to giving up piglets. I wonder if I've got to go round there and actually do something to the water pump. We're going to have a look in a minute. And this, right, next animal in 0.3 is 0.1 years. There's quite a few of them in 0.1 years. I've still only got 40 sows at the moment, but there are quite a number of them that will be pigging in, that will be farrowing in a much shorter space of time. Right, now, what about you? Do you have anything? Do you do anything? There's nothing on there to show that it's doing anything. And this is what I was told, is to put it close to the water. I mean, maybe I need to put it in that area in order to make it work. Water fill level 57%, start filling, but then that's using that pump, which is different. Now, if that thing is just seasons, I've already gone and filled up the chickens one, didn't I? I've already gone and filled up the chickens one, but if that pump is just seasons, it's nothing to do with the APE, and nothing to do with the Stevie mods, then that pump could very well work on the chickens over here, save us having to do anything to them at all. So we will just have a look and see if that does do anything with the chickens. We'll bring this one over here. I'll buy this water pump here. So I got that one there. It could also be that I've got to put it inside that area, inside the water area, over here. Right, rather than putting it back over there, maybe I've actually got to put it here in the water pump area. So I will put it there like that. So it's in the water pump zone. Won't put it anywhere else. And then I will walk down over this way. So that with the cows, you can clearly see that it's not doing anything. It's not changed. 37,275. That's not changed. And neither is the water on the pigs. Now, it doesn't matter too much to me because I have gone and altered the numbers on that one. But it does... I am curious why it's doing this. So let's take you. We'll sell that one and we'll try putting it just inside the square. Maybe that is something that it... maybe it's related to it. I don't really know. Let's go to the garage over here. And I want to scroll all the way down. Right, I need to sell one of these pumps right here. Not you. I don't want to sell you. Not yet. Let's go to the cows one. Yes. Like that. And then we will go back into here. There. It doesn't give you any indication of what this water pump does. So if I was to take this water pump and put it actually out here in the water zone over here. Change placement, grid snapping, rotate. I'm not going to rotate or change it, but I'm going to put it within the water. Well, I'm hoping this is inside the water trigger. So I'm going to put it there so it's, I'm hoping, in that water trigger. It may not be in the water trigger. Might have got this completely wrong. Let's have a look. Let's go back to you, 37,275. It could be that it doesn't work with Stevie stuff. That's entirely possible as well, that it doesn't work with... I'm not going to leave... I don't like the idea of leaving it out there like that. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to sell that one again. Doesn't look like it's doing quite what we want. So we will check... Not that one. We will come back and we will have another go with this. You're the one that I want to sell. So we will try this again. But now if I just come over here. And now that I've got rid of that pump. It's still saying water pump on there though. That's not changed. Oh, wait a minute. Now that's got water pump on it. It didn't have water pump on there before. It simply... Well. That's got water pump written on it. But I've sold the water pump. And that line there is green. So does that mean that it was working? I don't want to risk running overnight without doing anything with the water. So I'm going to leave the pigs one. The cows one here, I'm going to fill up from here because 18%. I was told that the water will be low. Right? The actual water level is quite low on it. It's not topped up, so I don't know how full the water gets on the water pump thing, whether it's not full at all. So I'm going to leave the cattle one for a minute. We're not going to do anything with that because I don't want to risk the cattle losing condition. However, if we're going to run a risk on this, we'll run the risk instead with the pigs. We'll let that one drop down and we'll see if that makes any difference. So I'm not going to activate this. I'm going to let it completely run out and see if that does anything to the health of our sows. Hoping that it won't, but I feel that this is the best place to run the risk. We could also do it with the chickens. But yeah. So we'll try it like that, and I'll just allow this one to fill back up again. I do need to go and get some food in for those cows. They've got none whatsoever. And then once I've done that, then we can skip the night again, and we can deal with these other things. So if I go and park this one into here, like this, I will then go and... Right, let's stop that one there. And we will... Which way do I want to go? There we go. Jump over to Ducky's tractor over here. It was suggested that perhaps I should lower the level of the ground slightly underneath that one so that I could put the big trailer under it. That's actually a very good, very sensible idea, and I should have thought of that to start with, but I didn't because, well, I'm me. Yeah, I have these wonderful grand ideas, and I can sort of plan out and see all sorts of things, and other things I literally cannot see the wood for the trees. It just, yeah. But most of you know that by now. Most of you have gotten used to that by now. In fact, some of you, that is the actual reason that you continue to watch the drivel that I push out day after day, is because I fail to see the obvious every single time without fail. And then I look at things that I think are obvious, and people say that, well, actually, I had no idea, or that seems like a really, really weird way of doing things. But that's just my life in a nutshell. Should we do... Maybe I should do this. Because, what, this one's got 45,000 litre capacity, hasn't it? Which is nice, you know, don't get me wrong. It's nice having a 45,000 litres running around like that. And if I jump over to you, though, you've got 90,000 litres, right? That's going to make life a little bit faster when it comes to doing anything with our vehicles, with our farm, you know, with anything at all. It's just a tiny smidgen little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. I'm going to lower that one in like that, and then I'm going to right click like that and lower it down a bit, just a little bit, and then I'm going to push this forward like that, so that it's dipped down. Now, I know that you're probably thinking, well, if we dip it down like this, I'm going to dip it down like this all the way back through. There. You're probably thinking that if we dip it down like this, for a start, we're going to end up with water flow problems. Right, we're going to end up having issues where the water is not able to escape anywhere. Major drainage problems. And yeah, I absolutely agree. This could lead to major drainage problems. However, in order to combat said drainage problems, I've already thought of this. Right, I want to bring that there. Actually want that to come up a bit. It's not coming up a bit. Yeah, we've got drains installed. We've installed part of this work that I'm doing underneath this thing is I'm installing some drains. Right, it's lowering the whole thing down when it shouldn't be. I don't want it lowering it down. I want it to raise it up ever so slightly. Yeah, like that. That's what I want. To raise the edge of that along there like that, and then that bit right there. That's kind of the problem bit, right? If I go along and we have a look at this, that's floating up in the air. That's unacceptable. We cannot have it floating up in the air. It's bad enough that we've got the fence floating. I've got everything floating up in the air right over here. This isn't very good. I mean, you probably won't really notice that it's floating up in the air, to be honest. But I still don't like it. I'm wondering, but I don't think there's anything much that I can do about that. I think, unfortunately, that is something that's going to have to stay. If I go back over to the landscaping a minute, and I try and just... maybe just click it a little bit. There, like that. But then that's going to... yeah. As soon as I try and lower it down a bit... yeah. Kind of like that. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. And then, like, I know that the fence is slightly lowered as well, like all around the fence, but at least that is not quite sticking out of the ground. It is a little bit, but just imagine that it's not. We just have to pretend that it's not. Right, we're going to have to use the power of our imagination this time. I'll move that trailer out of the way in a minute. But let's just see how this has worked out. Curious to see if this has actually done what I was wanting it to. Because if I can pull 90,000 litres at a time out of this thing, it's going to make a big difference. Right. I need to be able to turn a little bit better than that. But that's definitely... It is working. It's done what I wanted it to do. It's just low enough now that I can go in there. And, you know, I'm well within the thingy there. Unfortunately, I'm pressing R and nothing's happening. Why is nothing happening? Unload here. Do I need to be moved over a little bit? Maybe I'm too close to the unloading thing. Maybe I need to be out a little bit. Or it might be that this vehicle is not suitable for loading at all. That could be it, or it just doesn't like the fact that I've gone and altered it all. Right. It's not allowing me to load this one, despite the fact that I've just gone and spent money altering my yard in order to get it all to fit. It doesn't like it at all. So let me just unload that one, or unhitch that one there. It might be that we do have to stick with the trailer instead. So I'll go and hitch that one on. It's a little bit unfortunate. I like the idea of being able to do 90,000 litres at a time, but if we can't, we can't. That trailer may not have the correct tip trigger on it. It might also be that by altering this, I've lowered the tip trigger down and spoiled it. Again, that wouldn't surprise me either. I'm hoping that I'm not going to have to unload this thing. Right, I'll bring you over to the... That one works. That works just fine. The other one was not working. I pressed R all the way along there, and that one didn't seem to want to load. So it's very likely that that trailer simply won't accept being loaded from under the spout. I mean, if that's the case, then that's the case. There's not a lot that we can do about it. We will just have to live with it. How many trailer loads? Well, I only need to put 2 trailer loads in, so we're all right with that. Water has now filled up on that one. And because of my alteration, it now means that that water is free. But it's saying water pump. That one shouldn't have a water pump. I'm hoping that once we start fast forwarding, it will update that to reflect that it no longer has the water pump there. But these two over here, they do have a water pump on them. The pigs and the chickens. So we'll run this one into here. I can start fast forwarding time now. I've only got to tip this out and then we're done. I've got milk in there. We've got 20-odd thousand litres in there. And I'm probably just going to mostly stick with having a person come along and take the milk for us, because it's a lot faster. It's a lot faster. Right, that's still saying water pump in there, despite the fact that we've now had an update tick. So I don't think that's going to change, really. The water will continue to drop down out of these. Oh. I've actually filled up completely. Which more can I put in? Let it have another tick and I'll get all 50... There we go. Right, I got the whole lot out. So we've completely filled this one up with mixed ration. I run back over here and I will put this one underneath the spout so that it is ready for the morning, and then we can skip the night and we can get some much needed rest. I'll move that trailer later. We're going to be using that trailer pretty soon anyway, so that we can make silage. We'll be making silage in this beastie right here. And we've got a hay thingy already. Just need to use up the rest of the hay bales that we've got. Put that one to there and start. Right, while that one's filling, we're going to go running back in over here. And then get some sleep. And see how the pigs and all the rest of it are doing in the morning. And seed drills. We're also going to have to worry about seed drills. So let's get... Well, the sleeping is, you know, is a very important part. selling the milk is going to get us some more money, but I don't think that's going to be enough money to cover the cost of the... Right, never mind the rest of it. Water pump down to 1,400 on there. That's at 500 there. You're just... Well, you're not going to make any difference because you shouldn't have a water pump on there anymore. It shouldn't be saying water pump. Cows, I've got 276 cows. We're now calving quite nicely. Coming along very well with the calving. So we need to keep an eye on the calves that we're producing and keep an eye on the weight of them so that we know when would be a suitable time to go and actually start selling them. 12 o'clock. Right, let's slow that way down now. Slow that way down because we're 6 degrees. Right, everything is looking absolutely wonderful. We're 6 degrees. I'm not going to put water in for the pigs. I've got 49,000 litres of milk right here. So I will go like that. Click once sideways there. 2,228 euros. 1,100. Why is it so expensive? Must be when it reaches a set size, the price goes up. Let's have a look. Is it there? Right, 32... of course, 32,000 litres is one tanker. And then you go up to the next tanker, it puts the price up. It actually doubles it exactly. So every 32,000 litres, you pay 1,100. That's what we got here. Go back and then go into it again. Just reset it. So I go like that. So 49,000 litres. I either want to do 39,000 and do one tanker load. Oh, that's a different vehicle than we had last time. Yeah, we'll do it like that. That's going to get us 100,000 euros right there. I think that's okay. I'd say that was probably acceptable. Fee right there. Total milk is 2,145 euros. Okay. There we go. Sold milk, 105,000 euros. That's pretty good, really. I'd say that was a pretty reasonable amount of money. What am I going to want to plant? Let's have a look. We know that we're putting canola in that field. Right, I need to get lime going first. That's what we need to do first. So we want to go over to you. Where is lime? Lime is in here, isn't it? So first up, does this one take lime? I think this one... Actually, I don't know if this one takes lime. Let's go and have a look in here. Fertilizer technology in there. And then I want to go to that horse right there. Back. Fertilizer only. That one doesn't have the lime thingy on it. I've got a lime spreader over there. So we will reverse this one back in here. We will park this one up. And we will get the lime spreader going. As I've got a couple fields that I need to put lime on. So bring you back over to there like that. And I will unhitch you. Then I will come out here. I'm not going to put one of the other... I suppose I could put one of the faster tractors going on the lime spreader. However, I'm choosing not to do that today. What I don't know is whether or not that tractor will be able to load from that shed with the lime or not. I'm hoping it will. I will find out soon, because we're going to end up having to have that one go backwards and forwards a couple times, aren't we? So if I bring you over here, this milk tanker, and I will park that one up right there and stop it, so it's not doing anything for a minute, and then I will go over to you, and I'll back you up here, like that. I've got 5,420 litres of lime right now. So I will bring this one over here. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode. So we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like? And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.